Hey friends, welcome back. Today is January 5th, 2026, a Monday. Here are the big stories we're covering today. Maduro and his wife in court in New York. The U.S. vice president's home got attacked, one suspect arrested. Trump warns Venezuela's acting president, if you mess up, your fate will be worse than Maduro's. After catching Maduro, Trump says Havana is about to collapse. Rubio says tough. Venezuela will not become a base for China or Russia in our hemisphere. Let's start with the big one. On January 5th, Maduro appeared in court for the first time. He faces charges of drug kingpin terrorism. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says Maduro is charged with 4 serious crimes: conspiracy to traffic drugs as terrorism, conspiracy to smuggle cocaine, possessing machine guns and destructive devices, and conspiracy to do that. All of these threaten U.S. safety. The indictment names more people: Maduro, his wife Flores, Interior Minister Cabello, former soldier Diosdado Cabello, Maduro's son Ernesto Maduro, and gang leader Guerrero Flores from the Tren de Aragua gang. Each of the 4 main charges can mean life in prison for Maduro, Cabello, Diosdado, and Guerrero. Maduro's wife and son face the other charges, still possible life sentences. Maduro's son is a lawmaker in Venezuela's assembly and heads a special President's Watch team that Maduro created just for him. It gives him real power. His wife, Flores, is a longtime politician. She was Speaker of Congress, Attorney General, and more. After marrying Maduro in 2013, she became one of his closest allies and one of the most powerful people in his government. The U.S. calls Maduro a Venezuelan citizen and says he kept power after losing an election. They avoid calling him a head of state to dodge immunity rules. A former U.S. prosecutor, Nima Rahmani, says drug trafficking and terrorism are not official government acts, so no immunity. Secretary of State Rubio, speaking with President Trump, says Maduro is not the real president. This has been the U.S. position for years, backed by the EU and others. He calls Maduro a fugitive from U.S. justice. The indictment says Maduro runs a drug network called the Cartel de los Soles, named after the sun badges on Venezuelan generals' uniforms. Trump said Maduro is the boss of this huge crime group. He blames him for flooding the U.S. with drugs and causing many American deaths. On January 4th, Trump told reporters, "There's no final outcome yet. This will be a long trial. We'll see what happens. The case is rock solid." The judge is Alvin Hellerstein, 92 years old, appointed by President Clinton. He's respected and has handled many big cases. Next up, Vice President J.D. Vance's home in Ohio was attacked on January 5th. CNN reports a suspect is in custody. Police say Vance and his family were not home. The suspect did not break in. Photos show broken windows at the house. The Secret Service says the man caused damage, like smashing an outside window at a property linked to Vance. Local news says Vance was in Cincinnati last week but left Sunday afternoon. The investigation continues. Now, Trump's warning to Venezuela's acting president. Maduro was captured by U.S. forces. Now Vice President Delcy Rodriguez is acting president. On January 4th, Trump told The Atlantic in a phone interview, "If she does the wrong thing, she will pay a very heavy price, maybe heavier than Maduro." He added, "Rebuilding there, changing the regime, whatever you call it, is better than now. It can't get worse." Rodriguez is a strong socialist who helped Maduro hold power during the crisis. She is loyal to him. On January 4th, she said Venezuela will defend its resources. The military is ready to follow Maduro's policies. She demands the U.S. release Maduro. Trump warned, Venezuelan officials who do not cooperate with fixing order could face a second U.S. military strike. Maduro and his wife are held in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. They face trial on those 4 serious charges, up to life in prison. Next, after capturing Maduro, Trump says Havana is ready to collapse. On January 4th, on Air Force One, Trump told reporters, "Cuba is in big trouble without Venezuela's cheap oil. They can't hold on. It's ready to collapse. I think we don't need to do anything. It's heading for total failure." He said, "Cuba has no money now. All their cash came from Venezuela's oil. Now they get nothing. Cuba is really about to fall apart. Many great Cuban Americans will be very happy." On January 4th, Rubio told NBC's Meet the Press, "They're in deep trouble." He said Cuba supported Maduro. U.S. officials say Cuban security forces helped keep Maduro in power. Rubio said Cuban agents control Venezuela's intelligence and protect Maduro. Cuba admitted on January 4th that 32 of their soldiers and police died in the U.S. action in Venezuela. They say these were sent at Venezuela's request. Cuba declared 2 days of mourning. Now, some big news on U.S. housing. After a slow 2025 real estate market, Trump announced a huge plan. In a White House speech, he called it the most radical housing reform in U.S. history. The goal: lower high prices, get deals moving, and build more homes. The White House hasn't shared the full plan yet, but officials say key ideas include: first, speed up building. Speed up approvals and give states money to loosen zoning rules and allow more homes in the same area. Second, new loan ideas. Trump talked about 50-year mortgages. They're also looking at portable loans so buyers can keep low rates when they move to get people selling and buying again. Third, use federal land. Agencies are checking unused government land to build lots of homes, especially in the West and rural areas. Plus, more tax breaks and incentives for low-income housing and special zones. Experts say this mix of less red tape, new loans, land use, and tax help could really shake up the market. We'll watch closely to see how strong it really is. Next, a tough message from the U.S. and Latin America. After ending Maduro's 13-year rule, Secretary Rubio says the U.S. will lead Venezuela's future security. No way will it become a base for China, Russia, or other rivals in our hemisphere. In an NBC interview on January 4th, Rubio said Venezuela has been a hub for Iran, Russia, Hezbollah, China, and Cuba's spies. That stops now. He said, "Too many countries suffer when outsiders control their resources. Not here in our backyard." Venezuela has huge oil reserves, but they've been stolen by a few people at home and abroad, not helping the people. Rubio called out China, Russia, and Iran for meddling in Venezuela's oil. He said clearly, "The Western Hemisphere is our home, not a playground for America's enemies." He added that under Trump, U.S. security policy will be real action, not just words. Oil sanctions on Venezuela will stay. China is Venezuela's biggest oil buyer. Just before his capture, Maduro met a Chinese envoy and talked about brotherhood. Many see this U.S. move as a clear message to Beijing: stay out of our neighborhood. Finally, a change for U.S. national parks starting in 2026. The National Park Service says 5 holidays that used to be free will now charge admission. Those are Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 3rd Monday in January, first day of National Park Week in April, Juneteenth, June 19th, Great American Outdoors Act Anniversary, August 4th, and National Public Lands Day, 4th Saturday in September. But they added 8 free days instead. 1. President's Day, February 16th. 2. Memorial Day, May 25th. 3. Flag Day and Trump's birthday, June 14th. 4. Independence Day weekend, July 3rd to 5th. 5. National Park Service 110th Anniversary, August 25th. 6. Constitution Day, September 17th. 7. Theodore Roosevelt's birthday, October 27th. 8. Veterans Day, November 11th. Big change. Free entry is only for U.S. residents. International visitors pay. Also, starting in January, the top 10 most popular parks will charge foreign visitors $100 each, unless you have an America the Beautiful pass. They say this helps pay for park care and handle crowds. If you're planning a 2026 U.S. trip or park visit, know these new rules early. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.